Hi, my name is Sebastian. Let's talk about the nature of love today. I am a clinical hypnotherapist by trade. Sometimes I'm an actor. I've written about 12 books and I play piano. I used to be a singer before my operation destroyed my throat. I hope someday it will be restored, but at this point, who knows? Love. Let's get to it. So every day, if you've been listening to me, I get up and I read with my first 1 cup of coffee that I have every day. And I read for about an hour and then I go on what I call a God walk. And today I read two things. I was led to read from A Course in Miracles. And A Course in Miracles is kind of always teaching about love as there's a God love that is complete atonement and complete forgiveness, and there is an ego kind of love. And the ego kind of love is what I refer to as the subjective and the objective self. The subjective self, the I am, is the connection to God, whereas the objective self is the connection to the self. What I believe is Sebastian is my objective self. So when I love from Sebastian, I have the opportunity to love from Source, or have the opportunity to be complete ego, a complete opposite of I, the me, in which I would be creating a narcissistic love, or a love with a quid pro quo, like I love you if you give me this. Then the next thing I read was a book that I absolutely love. It's called Being an Adult in Relationship by David Rico. And I'm hoping to read the whole thing again, because I think I read like 3 or 4 chapters this morning. And it was talking about love, how all of us humans come to this earth with kind of an innate desire to be loved. And if we have, he says, if we have an innate desire to be loved, then we must be striving for love ourselves. We must have this innate thought or desire to understand love and perhaps become more like God's love, or have compassion and truth like God's love. That's my particular hope. My particular hope to be teaching too, that love in this school of the earth is more about learning to understand relationship according to divine love, or according to what's called agape love, the love of God. So we see that, and David Rico says that there are many different kinds of love, like the love of a neighbor that you might be kind to, in hopes that when you need a favor, you'll get that favor back, a cup of sugar for a cup of sugar. Then there's friendship love, and that love is probably the closest to me of the love of God, because there's no expectation of sexuality. There's a lot less quid pro quo in love. It's like you find somebody who makes you laugh, somebody you enjoy being together with, somebody you're not afraid to share your deepest thoughts with. That kind of love is what I hope that my spousal love would be like, because I think it's less of the idea of, if I do this for you, you'll do this for me, which is not really love at all. It's codependency. And Course in Miracle talks about more about that kind of ego love, that special relationship kind of love that we need to let go of and allow for complete atonement and forgiveness in our soul, which allows us to love with abandonment, with total abandonment, no fear of being hurt. That's tough. That's a real call to the strongest, highest love of God. So David Rico talks about the different kinds of love, and with the highest of love being agape, which is the love of God, basically. Compassion, truth, total forgiveness, total atonement. Not just for people you think you like and are attracted to, but for everyone. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine what stepping into that kind of love would be. Course in Miracle describes it as stepping into the bridge, over the bridge into heaven. And I think I've experienced that a few times, but more and more, I think what we discover in life is that people treat us a certain way to get a certain behavior back from us. And it's more difficult to love someone when you know you're being manipulated, or you know narcissism is in your path. How do you protect yourself and love with unabandonment? Well, I think we have to go back to the law of polarity. I think love starts with the complete lack of love on one side, and some might call that hate, some might call that ego. And then on the other side of it is the complete love of God. Now, in life, every day, I think we're going to experience different parts of that polarization of love, or lack of love, or lack of agape. So how do we deal with that? How do we get up awake every day and choose to, when you get the opportunity to judge something or someone, choose love? What would love do? And then do it. How would that feel on a daily basis? I want to give you an exercise. In the morning when you wake up, however you take care of yourself, at one point in the day, I know you're looking in the mirror, maybe before you brush your teeth or wash your face or something like that. I want you to do two things. I want you to wash your hands with the feeling of letting go of yesterday. Just really just wash, and wash until you feel like you can let go of every mistake you've made in the past, everything that happened before that moment is gone. You're in the total love and atonement of God in this moment. You get to start anew. Number one. Number two, I want you to look at yourself with the eye, with the part that's connected to God, and tell the objective self, like I am, is telling Bo, I love you. And I want you to say it as many times as you need to say it until you understand that there's a part of you, an adult, being an adult in a relationship, the adult part of you that is loving the physical body, the physical brain, the expression of your own self. If you don't start from there, I promise you it will be very, very difficult to love anyone else. Because once you begin to know that there's something greater than you, or something that's bigger than the external self loving you, then it's much easier to go out on the pathway to love other people, to love a friend, to be at the grocery store in the checkout line and actually look into the eyes of the cashier and say, hey, how's your day? And smile at them and be concerned about who they are. To look at the person who is standing on the street corner and asking for money with compassion, with love. I don't believe that many of them are honestly really needing money for to live. I think most of them are wanting money for drugs or whatever, and I don't often open my purse to give money to people who are standing on the street corner with a sign. I think people who are really in need often are covertly in need. And I look with different eyes, but I don't hate or dishonor what that person is doing on the corner either. Love is love. You've got to love and you've got to forgive everyone and know that everybody has a story to create the reason why they're acting the way they are today. So get up, wash your hands, forgive yourself, and come into atonement, and then project love on your objective self so that you can give love and compassion in the day. Have a beautiful day, and remember, if you need prayer, I am happy to pray for you, happy to put you in the mind of spirit, in the perfect truth, see you as perfect, health-wise, mentally, any kind of situation inside your life, put it in the comments below. Much love to you. It starts with the brain, with the mind, with a dream. And you need to have your brain clear for that dream to express itself.
Can get really busy taking care of my home, 2 careers, and my family. When your mind can't seem to get quiet to rest, that's when you need to use zeroing out.
I never thought I could quiet my mind in only 3 minutes. Zeroing out works.
I can't believe how much zeroing out has helped me reduce stress. You've got to try it.
Work for me can get time-consuming and stressful at times, but zeroing out has really changed the way I look at my schedule and my time.
Such a step above any other book I've ever seen about this topic, and it's such a simple technique, and I'm able to do it by myself, which I love. So